Welcome back, YouTube, to another soccer slash football prediction. It's your boy Freddy Da Silva. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe so you won't miss any of your future soccer predictions. All right. Today's prediction video will be for Wednesday, April 23rd, and I have a 7-game slate for you guys. One game will be for the English Premier League. 4 games will be for La Liga. 1 game for the CONCACAF Champions Cup, and 1 will be for the Copa Italia. Like always, we'll talk about the teams. I'll let you know if there's any injuries. We'll talk about the total, and then I'll give you my predictions. But first, we got to talk about it. Baby. I did not hit 100%, unfortunately. Oh man, I took an L. It wasn't that bad it wasn't what I expected, but it wasn't all that bad either. Aston Villa did not come through with the 1.5. And PSG, what is wrong with you? Oh my God. They couldn't even beat Nantes. Like, really? I mean, they didn't take an L, but they didn't win, right? We needed them to win. So, this is, I don't know if they're getting ready for the Champions League game and they're just nervous. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, they did not come through today. Of course, my Barcelona does not fail me. We got that dub. Espanyol, I did say it was going to be a tie. I did not put a tie, but I put Espanyol over 0.5. I knew that was going to happen. We ended up hitting that. So, I mean, we hit 2 units. We ended up losing 2 units. So, 50-50. Didn't really win much. But at least we didn't lose much. So, it is what it is. So, let's try to do a better job this time around. All right. First on the list, we have Arsenal versus Crystal Palace. Arsenal at home with 8 injured players and 1 questionable. Crystal Palace on the road, 2 injured players, 1 player with the red card, and 1 questionable. Total sitting at 2.5. Team total sitting at 1.5 for Arsenal and 0.5 for Crystal Palace. Now, Crystal Palace hasn't been all that great. Their 5 most recent games, only 1 win, 2 L's, and 2 draws. As far as them covering this 0.5, their 2 most recent games, they have not been able to do this. They've covered this 0.5 3 out of their 5 most recent games. But like I mentioned, their 2 most recent, no, they did not cover. Now, as far as them covering this 0.5 versus Arsenal, their 5 most recent games, they've covered this 3 out of their 5 most recent games. Their 2 most recent, they did cover, but this was last year. So, yeah, this year, not all that great. But the fact that Arsenal have 8 injured players, 1 questionable, and then they're getting ready for the Champions League, I don't think they're gonna go all out. I think they're gonna do the same thing as PSG and kind of, give themselves a little bit of time to heal and stuff. And I don't think they go all out. As far as the 2.5 total points, I feel like it might go under. Like, this could be a 1-1 game or maybe 1-0. Now, not 100% sure on that. It could be a 2-1, right? As far as these 2 teams going at it, they've covered this 2.54 out of their 5 most recent games. So, could be wrong. And Arsenal might be like, we don't care about, holding back. We're going to go in here and score 2 or 3. And then Crystal comes in and maybe scores 1. But yeah, I think the best bet here would most likely be Arsenal to win straight up or Arsenal over 1.5. Their 2 most recent games from Arsenal were able to cover this 1.5. So, and their 2 most recent, one was on April 20th and the other one was on April 16th. So not that far away. They were able to manage to get this done. But yeah, this one's going to be a tough one. Like I said, I do see Arsenal scoring 2. I don't know why I see Crystal Palace scoring 1. This could go over 2.5, but I don't know yet what I'm rolling with on this one. So, all right, on to the next game. This is for La Liga. We have Athletic Club versus Las Palmas. Athletic Club at home with no injured players. Las Palmas on the road with 2 questionable players. Total sitting at 2.5. Team total sitting at 2.5 for Athletic Club and zero point 0.5 for Las Palmas. I don't know why Athletic Club is sitting at 2.5. They've only been able to cover this 2 out of their 5 most recent games. So, yeah, that's crazy to me. Let's see. As far as these two teams going at it, head to head, their 5 most recent, yeah, they've only been able to cover this once in their 5 most recent head to head. So, yeah, they're out of their mind with this one. But then again, we don't know what's going on with Las Palmas. I mean, they only got 2 questionable players. It's not like they're injured, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, what, 3-1 maybe? 2-1? Yeah, I don't see this going over 2.5 for Athletic Club. As far as the team total points, I don't see this happening. Give me either under 2.5 for Athletic Club or Las Palmas just to cover this 0.5. Their 5 most recent games, they've been able to cover this 5 out of 5. So not only that, their most recent game, they beat Athletic Club or Atletico Madrid. So, I mean, come on, right? Like Las Palmas can cover this 0.5. They just did it recently. They've been doing it their 5 most recent games. So why would they not be able to do this versus Athletic Club? Let's say their 5 most recent games, they've able to cover this 2 out of their 5 most recent games. Okay, so that makes sense. But their most recent game, they did cover this. So yeah, it's maybe it was a tough one for them, but like their 5 most recent games is showing me different than their past, right? So I'm gonna say Las Palmas to cover this 0.5 or Athletic Club under 2.5. Like I said, they've only been able to do this once in their 5 most recent games. So total sitting at 2.5. Yeah, maybe this could go over 2.5, but they've only been able to do this once in their 5 most recent games. So, but like I said, this season they could do it. It seems like they've been stepping it up, right? But I'm gonna go with a tie on this one. This could easily be a 1-1 game. As far as these two teams tying, they've only been able to do this once. So yeah, I don't know. This is gonna be a tough one. Yeah, as far as a win here, I'm gonna have to say Athletic Club. Something is going on here. I do not know what's going on. Maybe because they have no injured players and they're at home, they got that advantage. But yeah, I'm gonna have to say Athletic Club to win here at home. But I don't know. This as far as this going over 2.5 at home, they've only been able to do this once in their 5 most recent games. So maybe a over 2.5. This could easily be Athletic Club 2 and Las Palmas 1. But I am not surprised if this ends up as a tie. All right, on to the next game. I have Celta Vigo versus Villarreal. Celta Vigo at home with 2 injured players, or actually 2 questionable. Villarreal on the road with 1 injured player and 2 questionable. As far as the total sitting at 3, team total sitting at 1.5 for both of them. I mean, I want to say under 3, but the stats, look at the stats. Their 5 most recent games, it's gone over 3, 4 out of their last 5 most recent head-to-head between these two teams. So something's going on with these two clubs. It seems like they found a way to score back and forth. So I'm most likely going to say over. But as far as the win here, I'm going to have to say Celta Vigo. They are at home. They got that advantage. I feel like they can win here. But as far as these two teams going at it, Celta Vigo have only been able to beat Villarreal once. Believe it or not, only once. So, but like I said, they're at home. They got that advantage. Their most recent game at home between these two teams, they did win. So give me Celta Vigo to win. I'm not surprised if it's a tie, but they've only tied once in their 5 most recent games. I'm going to have to say either Celta Vigo over 1.5 or Villarreal over 1.5. I mean, Villarreal have been able to cover this 3 out of their 5 most recent games, and Celta Vigo only twice out of their 5 most recent games. So, yeah, guys, this one's going to be probably one of the hardest ones here. I'm going to have to say Villarreal. Like, I have to I'm looking at the stats here. On the road, they played twice. They covered this once. At home, they played three times. They covered these all three times. So, yeah, this is a tough one. I'm gonna say Celta Vigo over 1.5. And the only reason why I'm saying Celta Vigo over 1.5 is because that game they played against Barcelona, they surprised me. They really did surprise me. So I'm gonna say Celta Vigo over 1.5. As far as a win, give me Celta Vigo. But I'm not surprised if this ends up as a tie, maybe like a 2-2 thing, and this goes over three. But yeah, that one's gonna be a good game. All right, guys, on to the next game. We have Alaves versus Real Sociedad. Total sitting at two. Team total points sitting at zero point 0.5 for both of these two teams. Injuries, they're both sitting with one questionable player. So this one can be anybody's game at this point. As far as these two teams going at it, it has gone over two only once. So I don't think this is going over because Alaves is sitting third in the bottom table. So I don't feel like they will come out here and do much. Now, as far as Real Sociedad, they've been able to cover this zero point 0.5 four out of their five most recent games. As far as Alaves covering this zero point 0.5, they've been able to do this three out of their last five, or their five most recent head-to-head only three times. So, and as far as both of these two teams going at it, Real Sociedad have covered this five out of their five most recent head-to-head. So give me Real Sociedad to cover this zero point 0.5. And as far as a win, I'm going to have to say Real Sociedad. They are the better team this season, so I feel like they can win this one. And as far as total points, give me under. I feel like even if Real Sociedad scores one or two, that would be basically it. So, all right, on to the next game. We have Getafe versus Real Madrid. Now, if there's any of you Real Madrid fans out there and you want them to win, well, there's a lot of people that want them to win. But surprisingly, both of these two teams, they got 2 wins and 3 L's in their five most recent games. Between these two teams going at it, Getafe have not been able to beat Real Madrid. So, if there was a time to beat Real Madrid, everyone's taking advantage right now. So, this would be the time to beat Real Madrid if you're Getafe. As far as Real Madrid allowing their opponents to score, they've allowed this 3 out of their five most recent games. 3 out of their five most recent games, they've allowed this 0.5. And as far as Getafe scoring a goal, their five most recent games, they've been able to cover this 0.5 1, 2, 3, 4 out of their five most recent games. So, yeah. I don't know how I feel about this 0.5, guys. Like, seems like everyone has been able to do this so far, but I don't know how I feel about this one. I'm going to say total points under 2.5 for this one. The total sitting at 2.5. I feel like, I don't know, that last week I put Real Madrid to go over 1.5 and they did me dirty. So I don't know how I feel about them. I might not even bet this one just because I don't know how I feel about Real Madrid. Lately, they haven't been all that good. So I probably won't even bet this one. If I did, I would most likely just put Real Madrid to win straight up. But yeah, I don't know if I'm willing to take that risk right now that they're dookie. All right, on to the next game. Now, this is for the CONCACAF Champions Cup. Tigres versus Cruz Azul. As far as the total points sitting at 2.5, the two most recent games between these two teams, as far as Tigres at home, they've covered this 2.5. It has gone over. So I'm going to say over 2.5. There is still no team total points for these two teams, but I'm sure it's going to be at 1.5 for both of them. And I'm going to have to say Tigres. It seems like at home they are the better team. They can cover this 2.5. Their three most recent home games for Tigres, they've been able to cover this 1.5. On the road, not so much. But Cruz Azul on the road, They've played on the road twice, and out of those two times, they've only scored once. Right between these two teams, Cruz Azul have played on the road twice, and they have not been able to cover this. So basically, their two most recent away games for Cruz Azul, they've only been able to cover this 1.5 once, and between these two teams, nothing. So, so they haven't been able to cover this on the road as far as Cruz Azul. So give me total points over 2.5, and as far as total points, if there was a 1.5 for Tigres, I'm most likely going to take that, but I would not be surprised if this ends up as a tie, guys. This could easily be a 1-1 type of game. They've done that before, but yeah, pretty risky. All right, on to the last game of the video, guys. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Let me know down in the comments what you got. Curious to see what is your prediction, and let's get on with it. All right, Inter Milan at home versus AC Milan. Inter Milan with 4 injured players, 3 questionable. AC Milan with 2 questionable players. Now, the 5 most recent games between these two teams, AC Milan have won 2 out of their 5 most recent games. Inter Milan only once were they able to beat AC Milan, and the other 2 were draws. So 2 ties and 1 win for Inter Milan. I'm going to say AC Milan, they have less injured players. They don't got to worry about the Champions League. Inter Milan do have to worry about the Champions League coming up. I don't think they're going to go all out. I feel like AC Milan could win this one, but I will not be surprised if this ends up as a tie. Either way, I think the best bet here would be AC Milan to cover this 0.5. They have covered this 0.5 5 out of their 5 most recent head-to-head between these two teams. So give me AC Milan to cover this 0.5. And as far as a win, I'm going to have to go with AC Milan here. So total points sitting at 2.5, and I feel like this can go over. It has gone over 3 out of their 5 most recent head-to-head. So yeah, that's what I'm rolling with, and that's what I'm going to stick to. So yeah, that's going to be it, guys. So thanks for watching. I hope the information I gave you was good enough for you guys to make the right picks. I hope you guys end up winning. But most of all, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Deuces.